This is it, our pedal of the month, the Retrograve Pedals Void Gazer. A delayed fuzz with proper control over both the delay and the fuzz, plus modulation thrown in as well. Jesus Christ, it's a good pedal. The delays can go from a really short slap back to like trailing, swirling tails. So if you want a pedal that does a whole lot of stuff, but does it all really well, this is the one. Shoegaze, doom, sludgy stuff, it does all of that. But also, it does a really amazing, subtle, ambient kind of sound. If I dial the gain back, and that's what I really love it for. This thing is amazing. Let's get into it. We should talk about Shoegaze a little bit. I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you know what Shoegaze is. But for those that don't, it started in the indie scene in the UK in the late 80s. Guitarists were basically just pumping the distortion up, drenching their signal in reverb and delay, and standing there staring at their pedal board while they played. And people started calling them shoegazers. Albums like Loveless by My Bloody Valentine, Souvlaki by Slowdive, the Ride catalogue basically set the benchmark for shoegaze. Walls of fuzz, delay, reverb sounds. Basically sounds as much like a weather pattern approaching as it does a song. This pedal absolutely nails that world. And it doesn't just do it because it's a fuzz pedal and a delay pedal with modulation in one. It's the really unique control you get over both effects that I think pushes this pedal up above a lot of others. So here's the thing. In my experience, pedals that try and do a couple of things at once, they suck a lot of the time. Overdrive with phaser, reverbs with like tremolo, apart from the Game Changer Audio Light pedal, I think they do that really well. Cool ideas, but a lot of the time the execution isn't there, in my experience. But this one, fuzz and delay, full control over both, with an LFO for modulation as well. It just nails it. But let's not just listen to what this dude has to say. This is John, who's a NotPedals customer in Reykjavik in Iceland. This is what John sent us after he got his Void Gazer. After obsessively searching fuzz delay pedals, I landed on the Void Gazer, and it's everything I hoped for. The fuzz is a snarling hiss. The delay is dark and expansive, true. But the real magic happens when they've been combined. Suddenly chords smear into storms, riffs dissolve into echoes, and your signal feels like it's being beamed from another dimension. Well put, John. So here's what's going on under the hood in the actual pedal. It's delay first, powered by a PT2399 chip. That's what gives those really crunchy lo-fi repeats. That's going into a 4-transistor fuzz circuit with just tons of gain available on this gain switch. We've got the mix knob, which controls the amount of delay that you've got going into the signal. Now the shape is really cool. This affects the waveform shape of the LFO that these guys also control, which we'll get into shortly. The repeats, that's your delay repeats, you've got control there. Gain, really good gain control. There's a volume, which is handy. There's your delay time knob. Then we've got the modulation control that I was talking about, depth and rate. So you can go from a really sort of warbly kind of sound all the way back to that subtle movement that's barely noticeable. And yeah, every single pedal is acid etched by hand. So no two look exactly alike. Love that, good work. A lot of the people I've seen tend to run it at like full gain, high gain, wall of sound stuff, which is great. It does that really well. But with that modulation on there as well, with the gain rolled back, the other day when I was playing it, I realized you can get this sort of almost Adam Jones circa Anima kind of sound. right? It's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous, it's just really good. So who is behind this monster? It is Retrograve pedals out of Texas, USA. One-person operation. Eric, shout out, you're doing amazing stuff. They're building really weird, heavy, dark effects that basically sound like you can make a soundtrack to your nightmares. So they're getting a real cult following, not just because I think of that use for shoegaze or doom or that wall of sound thing, but they're usable. So it's not just making noise, which it does really well, but it's making musical noise. It just sounds fantastic. He's got a bunch of other pedals on NotPedals.com. There's the Reflect Delay, which is a beautiful delay pedal, a few others, and I think some new stuff may be coming out soon as well. Don't quote me on that. So, stupidly versatile, hand-built, does delay, fuzz, and modulation control really well. In one box, it's washy, it's gnarly, but it's controllable. And that is why it's our pedal of the month for September here at NotPedals.com. It's just ticking so many boxes and it's so playable. It's on my pedal board. I don't think it's going off my pedal board. We've got stock back in at NotPedals.com. It's limited stock, and fair warning, we've had a couple of batches of the Retrograve pedals Void Gazer and they've sold out. So we've got stock at the moment. And by the way, we're giving one away. So if you like the sound of what you've heard today and you want a Void Gazer to play with, I don't know, comment below why you should get the Void Gazer. You also need to be a VIP member on NotPedals.com. It's free. It just means you're joining our mailing list, basically. So go to NotPedals.com, join up, drop a comment below of why you want the Void Gazer. Be stupid, be genuine, do whatever you want. I'll pick one randomly and we'll send you a Void Gazer. Nice. If you like shoegaze, if you like doom and sludge, or if you just want something that's going to make a wall of sound that you can really control and sculpt, this should be on your pedal board. It's a really well-made pedal that sounds fantastic. So like, sub, ring the bell, whatever. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.